Bhagavatamrta Yamunatiravanatari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunda Bihari Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradari Yasodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Yasodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Yamunatiravanatari Yamunatiravanatari Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhaktivedanta Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhaktivedanta Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Nitai, Gora Nitai, Jaya Gora Nitai. Jai Jagannath, Jai Jagannath, Jai Jagannath, Swami, Jai Jagannath. Jai Baladeva, Jai Subhadra, Jai Baladeva, Jai Subhadra. Jaya Radha Vallabha Radha Vallabha Sri Radhe. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki, Gaura Premanande Hari. Om Namah Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namah Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namah Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So, today we are reading from Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, 5th canto, 9th chapter, text 12. So first of all, I'd like to thank all the devotees for receiving us so nicely here in Melbourne Temple, which is a famous temple where Srila Prabhupada was present here. And so it's a place of pilgrimage. And it's so inspiring to see so many wonderful devotees who are very enthusiastic, serving the beautiful form of the Lord, and serving the Vaishnavas, and distributing prasada, and doing Harinam, and doing all the wonderful services. So this is very inspiring to see. We are traveling with Bhanu Maharaj all over the world. For the last 1 year, we've been stuck in Australia. We're supposed to be for 3 days, and we end up to be 1 year. But hey, what a beautiful place to be stuck. Just imagine you got stuck in somebody's house, you know, in some city of the world. But we got stuck in Australia where COVID was not so strongly felt like in other countries, like in Europe, America, or India, or many other places. So we have been blessed by Srila Prabhupada. I've personally been blessed by the great association of great devotees like His Holiness Swami. I learned so many things from him, although I know him for more than 43 years. We traveled some time together when he was Brahmachari around India. And, but now as a sannyasi for the last so many years, I can recognize that he's a spiritual scientist, apart from a saintly person, because he's like, he knows everything about scriptures. And he's constantly translating books of the Acharyas, especially Bhaktivedanta Thakur and all the other great Acharya. He's constantly in a computer translating from Sanskrit and from Bengali and other languages, so to make this knowledge available to all the devotees. So he has translated more than 120 books, which are available on Amazon or wherever platform, I don't know, but apart from in India, they're printing some of this book, but so these are available online. And as the movement advances in Krishna consciousness, it's good that we learn more and more about the science of Krishna consciousness. Because I think, apart from the religious sentiment, we are a scientific movement. So thank you very much, Vaishnavis and Vaishnavas, for receiving us. Give me your blessing that I maybe speak some words which may be inspire your heart in devotion to the Supreme Lord. Hare Krishna. So today we're reading text 12 on the 5th canto, chapter 9. I don't know if we can read this. It's pretty long. Maybe I'll just read the Sanskrit. Atakadachi kashit vrisalapatir bhadrakalyani purusham pasum halabhatapatyakama. Okay, we go word by word. Ata, therefore. Thereafter. Kadachit, at that time. At some time. Making a lot of mistakes, yeah? Kashit, some. Vrishalapati, the leader of the Sudras, engaged in plundering the property of others. Bhadrakalyani, unto the goddess known as Bhadrakali. Purushapasum, an animal in the shape of a man. Alabhata, started to sacrifice. Apatyakamaha, desiring a son. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. At this time, being desirous of obtaining a son, a leader of the dacoits who came from a Sudra family wanted to worship the goddess Bhadrakali by offering her in sacrifice a dull man who is considered no better than an animal. Please repeat after me. At this time, being desirous of obtaining a son, a leader of the dacoits who come from a Sudra family wanted to worship the goddess Bhadrakali by offering her in sacrifice a dull man who is considered no better than an animal. There's this little short purport by Srila Prabhupada. Low-class men such as Sudras worship demigods like goddess Kali or Bhadrakali for the fulfillment of material desires. To this end, they sometimes kill a human being before the deities. They generally choose a person who is not very intelligent. In other words, an animal in the shape of a man. I repeat the translation. At this time, being desirous of obtaining a son, a leader of the dacoits who came from a Sudra family wanted to worship the goddess Bhadrakali by offering in sacrifice a dull man who is considered no better than an animal. Om Jnanati Mirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurumidamena Tasma Shri Gurave Namaha Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Śrīmad Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Prachanine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Pasattate Satarine Vancha Kalpakarubhyasta Kripasindhubhya Vacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Shri Gaura Bhattavrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So this is a very nice passage from the Śrīmad Bhāgavatam where we can learn so much. Every word is full of nectar and every line is so instructive for us to learn so many things. So we can see in this particular pastimes how Jadabharat was treated like a dull, useless person, was put in by his own family in the middle of the field to be a scarecrow. A scarecrow usually is a couple of stick with some t-shirt and a cap. Sometimes they put a nose so the animal don't come and eat the grains. And he was determined to be completely detached from these material affairs. As His Holiness Swami explained yesterday, he was very scared because in his previous life he was becoming attached to a deer. So at this particular time, he said, I'm not going to make the same mistake, and therefore I'm going to be completely detached from everything, from family affair. Bhanu Maharaj explained that, he was scared that he would be attached to the father, to the mother affections, to the brothers. This is a natural thing, to be affectionate with one's family member. So the beautiful thing to understand in this particular pastimes is that he was totally surrendered to the will of the Lord. So he was not scared of anything, and he was completely meditating 24/7 on the beautiful form of the Lord. So he thought, whatever happened to me, the Lord is responsible. I'm not afraid of anything. In connection to this, it comes to my mind a passage from the Mahabharata when Bhishmadev is being petitioned by Duryodhana. Duryodhana is telling that, what is this, grandfather? You have so much affection for your, nephew and grandsons that you are not killing them. I can see you're fighting, but you're not putting your heart. You're not really fighting with all your mighty power. So then, at that moment, Bhishmadev made a vow. He said, you will see tomorrow, I will either kill all the 5 Pandavas, or I will make Krishna break his vow and come with a weapon to fight. So at that time, Duryodhana was very happy. And I think that at that moment, Bhishmadev told Duryodhana, please give me 5 arrows. I will keep these 5 arrows. Each one is destined to kill one of the Pandavas. So Duryodhana was in ecstasy. Okay, now that's it. I'm winning the war. This is going to be the end. I'm going to gain the kingdom and enjoy finally against these people. So then, at the time, Duryodhana, before going away, say, Pitama, grandfather, do you mind if I keep those arrows with me? He was scared that maybe you forget or something, And then he said, yeah, sure, keep them. Tomorrow you will see my fury, my art of a kshatriya. So then Duryodhana is very happy. He's going to his room to sleep. At that time, Krishna is always worried about his devotees. So he's full of anxiety, how always to save the devotee. So he's going to call Arjuna, and Arjuna is sleeping. He said, come on, Arjuna, wake up. I said, what happened? You don't know? I said, no, what happened? Bhishma has taken a vow to kill all of you. So you have to do something. He said, what can I do, my Lord? I'm depending on you. Why should I worry for anything? I say, okay, you do one thing. You remember one time that Duryodhana promised that I will give you anything. You have a boon from me. Anything you want, you can ask me. This is the time you have to go and ask these 5 arrows to Duryodhana. So Arjuna, he put some clothes and went to Duryodhana. And Duryodhana welcomed him and said, yes, Arjuna, what can I do for you? Anything you ask, I will give you. You want me to stop the war? You want to stop the fight? You want to do this and that? He said, no. I want only one thing. He said, what is that you want? I want those 5 arrows. And then Duryodhana is shocked. How does he know about these 5 arrows? Who told you about this 5 arrows? He said, Krishna. Okay. And as you know, the Kshatriyas, they are very sticking to their words and to their promise, because he had promised to give him. So he takes this 5 arrows and give it to Arjuna. So Arjuna was very relaxed, because he's thinking, well, Krishna is there with me, he will protect him. Of course, I had to fight, but he is always completely surrendered to the Lord. And the Lord is in anxiety, thinking how to protect. The Lord becomes the messenger, the Pandava, is their friend. He does so many things for the Pandava. They are very close to the heart. So in this manner, we can see also this Jada Bharat is completely surrendered to the Lord, that he is not worried about what is going to happen to me. So Srila Prabhupada, sometimes he gives the example that if you walk in this busy street of any city and you are a small child, but your mother or your father hold you by hand, then you have no fear. The mother and father crossing the road and going through the busy market, but because your connection with your father and mother is there, you have no fear. You don't know many things. I remember personal experience. I was maybe 5 or 6 years old, and I was with my mother and my uncle. We went to the supermarket in Rome, and the supermarket in Rome were very busy. It's not like in Australia, there's only a few people. So it was very busy, and there was a lot of people, and I think I got attracted to see some toys, and I was looking at these toys. It was a car or something, I was very attracted to mechanical things. And I left my hand on my mother thinking that she's here, she was watching something. But then after a few minutes I turned, and she was not there. I turned this side, she was not there. I turned everywhere, she was not there. And I was alone. And I started crying, and I was thinking, oh my God, now I'm alone. I lost my mother. What will happen to me? I was completely destroyed. It's like the dream, boom, shatter, I don't know how to go home. I don't know, and I start crying and crying and crying. Then one lady from the supermarket come and tell me, what happened, boy? So I don't know, my mother, I lost my mother. And she say, okay, come with me. We'll announce in the microphone, what's your name? Oh, my name is Gino. Okay, so we'll announce your name in the microphone. Don't worry, I'm still crying. I'm thinking I'll never see my mother again. And then they announced it, and then my uncle came and picked me up and give me one slap. He said, you nonsense. I said, start crying more. He said, why did you left your hand in your mouth? I don't know, I was looking at something. Don't do that again. So then he took me to my mother, and I was thinking, when I was going home, I was feeling such a great happiness in my heart. And I was thinking, if my mother died, I want to die with her, because I cannot live without my mother. Without your mother, it will give you so much affection, so much food, and so much, attention and love. Italian mother, they're very affectionate, like Indian mother. I don't know Australian mothers. Okay, how many Australian are here? Few. So this is the relationship. So in this particular pastime, we see in the future of this sloga, how Jada Bharat was taken by this low-class Sudra dacoit. They're thieves. And this show that by association, these people, because they have no knowledge and they are influenced by the mood of ignorance, they wanted to sacrifice him in the front of the goddess Kali. And he did not object, even though he says in another purport, I was reading yesterday, that he was very strong. He could have fought. It's like somebody come to us and say, hey, what's your problem? We say, well, you want to fight? Come on, let's take it. No, but he was completely surrendered to the Lord, and say, okay, whatever the Lord wants. They put his head on a piece of wood, and the head of the dacoits, he want to chop his head off. Still is not complaining. Still is surrendered to the Lord. So he had great realization that I am not this body. This body has to go sooner or later. There's no problem. He didn't see any enmity in these people. Usually somebody bothers us, you think, I'm going to punch his face, this guy. I'm going to show him something sometime. Yeah? He did this to me, I'm going to do this to him. Yeah? There's a nature of humans, always to retaliate. But he was completely peaceful, and he was completely surrendered to the Lord. And then, of course, we see in this particular pastime that how from the goddess Kali could not tolerate to see a great devotee of the Lord being harmed. And she broke out to the deity, and she came personally with a fierce form. And she chopped the head of all this dacoit. Not only that, today in Australia, rugby is fairly famous, right? So everybody watching rugby. I think the original people who play rugby was Bhadrakali with their associate, because they take the head and they start to playing around like football, kick it with the head, and they start to pass each other and they drink the blood of these people. And they start to having so much fun with the head. Now you know where football is coming from, yeah? Yeah, they said the ancient Roman also, they used to chop the head when they fight and they used to play football, you know? But then the head was too heavy, they hurt the feet. So they say, okay, let's make a little lighter head. So they make with a leather. The football is made of leather with the air inside. So anyhow, originally everything is coming from the Vedic scriptures, and this is where rugby and basketball and football is coming from, you know. It's coming from this. And then we can see how offensive these people were and how ignorant, because it's not mentioned anywhere in the scriptures that Goddess Kali will accept, you know, a human being, even though he's like an animal, even though he's ignorant. I don't know how many of you have been in Calcutta Kali Temple. Anybody? Okay, so you're seeing that, how every day they cut the goat neck. There's a priest with dhotis and with a Brahmin thread, chanting mantra and putting the goat with a big, one after another, they're cutting goat. And it's blood, it's gory to see, you know, and then you think, what is Vedic culture? But yes, Srila Prabhupada explained that in ancient time there was not slaughterhouse, like nowadays, where they process millions of cow and animal and chicken. There was a temple of Kali, and for those people in the mood of ignorance who wanted to eat meat, they will go once in a month and offer a goat, and then they could eat meat. So the Vedic culture is open for everybody, from all different type of people. There is a system how people can reduce their material ignorance. Even though there's gross material desire, they can come to reduce these material desires, so to the point that they elevate themselves into the platform of spiritual realization. So we as human beings, we have a great opportunity. Atato Brahma Jigyasa, it says in the Vedanta Sutra, that now we must inquire about the absolute truth. So now means now that we are human, if we bring all the, you know, birds and animals of Melbourne to the, you know, conference room and we start to speak to them, they will not understand anything because they are animals. But human being can. Even though in this Kali Yuga, many people are becoming like animals. Yes? Because they get technical education. They can become engineer, doctor, advocate. But what is their spiritual elevation? What is their upliftment? Which university or college teaches people to become pious, to understand what is the goal of life? Nowhere. Srila Prabhupada said in the future, the leader of the world will acknowledge how this movement saved the world. Why? Because our only interest is to upgrade and uplift human society, which is degrading very fast. Now in this COVID, we can see so many people that are reconditioning their thinking. They're locked in their house for many months, and they think, okay, I have a lot of money, but I cannot do anything. Why am I working so hard? Why am I running like a rat race? What am I doing? Any moment I can die. So the people that start to think a little deeply, maybe there is something else which I can get in human life. It's not just trying to find happiness through material sense gratification, get a nice car, nice flat, nice job, and then what? When I'm going to become old, I'm going to die, I'm going to lose everything. So, welcome to the material world. So, and people who realize this, they start to search for some truth. And if they are fortunate, they meet the Sankirtan party in the road, they meet some devotee who give books, they meet some devotee who give some prasadam. So there is a beginning of their spiritual life. Because unless they get some Agyata Sukriti, they cannot start devotional life. Many people, they're sentimentally religious people. They go to the church once a week, they go to the mosque, they go to their synagogue, they may be reading the Bible, they may be reading the scripture, but how many people take seriously interest in understanding what to do, what not to do? Because many people continue to eat meat, and they don't link meat, eating, and drinking, and all the sinful activity with the position of this planet right now, today. They don't see the connection. They think, oh, what's wrong? I go to the supermarket, I buy one nice piece of meat, costs $10, and I cook in a meeting. They don't see what is behind the small piece of meat. Somebody said that if the slaughterhouse had a glass wall and people could see the suffering of the animal, nobody would eat meat. In fact, they did a test. In Turkey, there was a small child who was 8 to 10 years old. They asked him, do you like to eat chicken? He said, yeah, I like chicken very much. So they took one chicken, they gave him one knife, said, okay, kill the chicken, eat it. Start crying, no, 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 come on. You are eating chicken every day. What's the problem? Kill the chicken. No, no, I don't want to kill the chicken, I don't want to kill the chicken. So there is some sentiment in human form of life. But what happens is that we don't see it. How the animal is suffering in a slaughterhouse, how they're being killed. Some animal cry, they can feel they're going to be killed. They try to run away, but they cannot. So, how to elevate this human society? Who is the person who is interested in giving knowledge? Very few people in the world. We have many great preachers in many religions who speaks very nicely the message of God, but they don't follow the message of God. I come from background of Christian, Catholic, from Rome, and the priest said, do what we say, don't do what we do. And then I say, what? We have a priest coming every week, give us 1 hour lecture on Jesus. But he was smoking cigarettes. And then I say, sorry, Father Francesco, why you smoke cigarette? Oh, this is not for you, you know, you're small kids, you cannot smoke. I can smoke. So what message is giving me? When I grow up, I can smoke. And they drink wine and they eat meat. And I ask, okay, Jesus said I'm the son of the Father. So who is the Father of Jesus? He said, you have to have faith. I said, I have faith. But who is it? They don't know. They don't know. Why? Because they eat meat, they drink wine, they smoke cigarette. How can you possibly, if you are sinful, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said that as long as you're sinful, you will not understand God. It's not possible. It's like it's closed, the door is closed. It doesn't matter you dress like a priest, it doesn't matter you're a Buddhist monk. We were in Cambodia, in Angkor Wat temple, we met one young Buddhist, so I started speaking to him, and then I asked him, do you eat meat? He said, yes, of course. I said, but Buddhists not supposed to eat meat. Oh, no, we can eat meat, it's no problem. And ultimately, there is nothing. I said, if there is nothing, why you become Buddhist monk? You just maybe go and enjoy life. Oh, no, this is very easy. I go house to house, they give me things. Okay, so it's a business. Why people become Buddhists? Like in many countries, like in Thailand and Cambodia, either you go 1 year to the army service, or you can do 3 years as a Buddhist monk. So people say, okay, I don't want to fight, go there and get trained, gun, shooting, this, that. Let me become a Buddhist. But then they eat meat, they drink. What kind of Buddhist? Is a Buddhist in the dress only. So who is a sincere spiritualist? Who is a sincere devotee who want to engage in devotional service for uplifting human society? Srila Prabhupada went in America in 1965 and said, I have not come here to take anything from you. I come to give you something, which you're missing. Yeah, most of the people go in America and say, oh, I'm a big yogi, now I'll give you a mantra, you pay $35, you become God. Secret mantra. Cheaters and cheated. That's what Prabhupada said. But Prabhupada was very honest. Why? He followed the instruction of his spiritual master. You go and preach in the West where people speak English, give them knowledge. So we can see, because of one person, Srila Prabhupada, now all over the world, every day there is Mongol Arti, every day there is Sankirtan, Prasad distribution, and so many beautiful devotees are coming, those pious devotees, people are attracted to come and join this wonderful Sankirtan movement. Golokera Premadan, Harinam Sankirtan. Since the Sankirtan part comes directly from the spiritual world. So how fortunate we are to be in touch with the Sankirtan of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Sri Chaitanya Mano Vistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale. It's his desire that in every town and village my name will be heard. It's his desire, he wants to give love of God to everybody. Without consideration. He is good, he is bad, he is pious, doesn't matter. Anybody who hears the holy name, anybody who takes prasadam, anybody who reads these books will become pious and can have access to devotional life if they're sincere in the heart. So at least it's a beginning. I remember in 1974, I was in a room in the center of the city with my friend. We were sitting under a church outside, smoking some marijuana, by the way, sorry, but I must be truthful. And we saw this Sankirtan party coming, they were all dancing and chanting, with this bad shit and this mark in their forehead and the Sika flying. I said, who are this? Which planet they come from? And they were so happy, And then they stopped in front of us, and one lady came with a basket, which was full of cakes, and she gave us cake to every one of us. And I said, wow, this is so good. Can I have one more? I said, yeah, sure. Do I need to pay something? No, don't worry. Take more. And then, we took this prasadam. It was delicious. I remember telling my friend, look, whatever planet these people are coming from, they look funny, for sure. But they're very happy. They're singing, they're dancing, and then on top, they're giving free food to everybody. Come on, give me a break. These are the right people. These are the good people. And then I didn't see them anymore. Then, of course, a few years later, in 1979, I was in Kathmandu, again sitting under some temple, and I saw again the Sankirtan party chanting and dancing, and one devotee came to me in saffron cloth, he gave me a BTG and said, Prabhu, can you buy one of this? I said, I have no money. Then I ended up speaking to him for 2 hours. Jagadananda Prabhu, he was Italian, I was Italian, and he preached to me. And I was feeling, wow. In the end, he gave me the magazine for free. He said, okay, no problem, you read this. I'm sure you are interested in spiritual life. Then I meet them again in Kathmandu. And then finally, I went and get my passport from the Indian embassy. I was getting my visa to go back to India, and I met them again. They say, hello, where are you going, my friend? I said, I'm going back to India. He said, oh, really? We are going back to India. He said, what you were doing before? I was a mechanic. I used to repair car, motorbike. Oh, we need a mechanic with us. Can you come with us to India? I said, yeah, sure. I'll come with you. No problem. He said, tomorrow morning, 5 o'clock here, we'll come and pick you up. And then pick me up. And on the way, they were speaking to me. And I could understand these people, they have knowledge, not from speculation, from some idea. That's a knowledge from the scriptures. Because they were all saying the same thing, in their own personal version and realization. So then they told me, okay, look, we have one mantra. If you chant this mantra, you'll be happy. I said, okay. I can chant. So they give me a card, they give me a japamala, they say, stick your finger like this, and you chant. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. And we are driving the van. At that time, from Kathmandu, there was a road you had to go through the pass, through the mountain. It takes 3 days to reach the border of India. And so, the first day I chanted 8th round, and I was feeling great happiness in my heart. I said, what is this mantra? What is it? This is greatest happiness than drinking, than driving motorcycle, than doing all the crazy thing I did. This is the happiness I'm looking for all my life. And then the next day, they went to the barber. They say, Prabhuji, we are going to the barber to shave. You want to come? I say, yeah, sure, why not? So I went and shaved. I remember the barbers, at that time there was the blade, like it's really hard, it's like, painful, oh my God. But nice. Then they say, why don't you throw this cloth? It's all dirty and old, I have one longi and a couple of t-shirts. I said, throw this, we'll give you a nice dhoti. We put your tilak. What is tilak? Oh, this is a sign of the lotus feet of the Lord. We put in 30 different places. They wrote one card with a mantra. You chant this mantra, protect your body, protect your consciousness. I said, okay, I do it. And so the next day I chant 16 rounds again. Great happiness. I said, whoa. And then the third day we reached Patna, and Maharaj said, we are the Sankirtan party. I said, okay. And so he gave me a bag, with full of Bhagavad darshan, And I say, okay, you go. I say, I go where? And what am I supposed to do? What do you mean? We are the Sankirtan. We are distributing this magazine. I said, Maharaj, I don't know anything. Hey, don't worry, Krishna is in your heart. So I said, okay. I said, anyway, I was thinking, I did so many crazy things in my life. I'm not scared of this. So this devotee, Jagadana, he took me. He said, no problem, you come with me. I'll show you how to do it. So we went one road, and he went inside one shop. He said, you only learn 2 mantras. What is this? Hare Krishna and Ek Rupya means 1 rupees. That was the price of the magazine, Bhagavad Darshan in Hindi. So I said, okay. So he went in one shop and he shouted, Hare Krishna, and he started to give magazine to everybody. Then he said, Ek Rupya, Ek Rupya, Ek Rupya. And then everybody took 1 rupees and he gave and they purchased because 1 rupees was very cheap. So I said, okay, look, I go in this side of the road, you go this side of the road. If you have any problem, just cross the road. I'm there. Don't worry, you will not get lost. I said, okay, no problem. So I'm going shop to shop. I'm big size. Everybody, who is this guy? And I was thinking, oh my God, what people think, with this mark on my forehead, with this kind of bad shit and this kurta. I don't know anything with the Sikh also I had. And I was scared, but I said, okay, if this gives pleasure to the devotee, if this gives pleasure to God, I'll do it, no problem, So then I went shop to shop. Then I ended up in one court. There was a court case going on with 200 people, And I entered inside and I was scared. I said, uh-oh, I am in the wrong place. I started to slowly turn around, but the judge who was sitting on the platform, he said, hey, come here. Idhar aiye. Oh, God, I'm thinking, oh, God, they're gonna put me in prison, He said, kya hai under? What is in your bag? And I took out, I gave him Hare Krishna, ek rupiya. The guy look it. Wow, बहुत अच्छा है, बहुत अच्छा है. He took 1 rupees and he gave it to me. Then he told everybody, सब लोग लेके आओ, 1 रुपया कोई बात नहीं, कुछ नहीं है. So everybody come to me, give me, give me, give me. I finished the magazine. And I put all the money inside. And then I went back to the van where Maharaj was there. And Maharaj said, what happened? I said, I finished. He said, no problem, I'll give you more. He gave me a stack. Go Harinam Sankirtan. So I went and distributed. So this is the 3rd day. And then, of course, we reached Calcutta and we did Harinam, beautiful temple. I met many devotees, Satvik, Uttama Sloga, many other devotees who preached to me. And they say, okay, why don't you spend 2-3 months with us in Mayapur? We are from Mayapur, Sankirtan. And if you like, you can remain with us. If you don't like, you can go back to Italy or wherever you like. So I started studying with them. I was in the Brahmacharya ashram. And we did service from morning to night. Mongol Arti, we wake up 3:30, 4 o'clock. We go to the temple, we chant and dance like crazy. And then by the time it's 9 o'clock, we have prasadam. Of course, it was khichdi and chutney and papar, which was full of chili. But I like chili, no problem, I can take it. And then we did service all day. We cleaned the toilet, we cleaned the long building, we cleaned all kinds of things. Then slowly we become more advanced. We cleaned the kitchen pot, which is huge, like this. One guy has to hold you from the back, and you go inside the pot, otherwise you fall inside. And it was really black and clean it very nicely, but I was feeling like I'm cleaning my heart and becoming purified. You know, that means the system works, you know. And then I started studying the Bhagavad Gita, learning Brahma Samhita, Sri Upanishad. And then I thought to myself, okay, what's the use? One more mechanic in Italy? I think they can live without one mechanic in Italy. Better I become a devotee. And so then I continued from the time, by the blessing of the Vaishnavas, I was able to do some service. And but the wonderful thing is that you feel so much great happiness in your heart, because this Sankirtan movement, this devotional service is purifying us continuously. No devotee can say, oh, I reach, I am on the top, that's it, don't worry. No, everybody is continuously growing. We are constantly upgrading our consciousness. We are always improving, always looking for way of serving the Vaishnava, because when the Vaishnavas are served, then Krishna becomes pleased. We cannot possibly serve Krishna directly. Of course, he is doing, he's a great devotee. But how many people can serve Krishna directly? Yes. Lakshmi Sahasra Sadasam Brahmase Vimana. He has millions, trillions of gopis serving Lakshmi, you know. And who are we? We are like small insect. So we cannot serve Krishna directly. But we can serve Krishna by serving the Vaishnavas. So this is a great treasure we have. Let's become serious. Let's condense, you know, this devotional life. And let's be very attentive not to commit any Vaishnava Brhad, which I've seen in my 40-plus year devotional service, is the only obstacle which can degrade or demote us in our spiritual consciousness, make us lose the pleasure of chanting Hare Krishna. So I think everybody's watching, is looking at his watch. At what time are we supposed to finish? 8:15. Already late? Okay, I'll stop here, and if you have any question, we have a few minutes. Yes, you have a question? Yeah, it's a very good point, you know, because there is some Buddhists in China and in Japan and in Malaysia who are vegetarian. Some of them are vegetarian. Even Christians, some of them are vegetarian. Even Muslims, some of them are vegetarian, like the Sufi. But, you know, I think that some people want to take their religion for external purpose or for some material benefit. So they don't care. They think, oh, what's wrong? I can eat meat. There are so many chicken. If we don't kill the chicken will become more number than human. They will kill us and eat us. So there's somebody that has some funny philosophy, so which doesn't make sense because Krishna has created jiva jivasya jivanam, one type of food of one living entity is food for another living entity. The tiger eats deers and other animals, but it doesn't store them, in a fridge. It doesn't kill 10 deer at a time. Only one deer he kills when he's hungry every 1 month. So, unfortunately, this fake religion, which possesses, yes, you believe in Jesus, yes, you believe in Buddha, yes, you believe in this and that, but they don't follow. That's the problem. So we have to be sincere follower. Srila Prabhupada say, all the religion basically are telling the same thing, to love God. So if we love God, means we love the creation of God. That means we have respect, even for the blade of grass, even for the small bugs. Sometimes we see devotees, some bug in the temple, they go with a piece of paper, and they don't kill it, they take it, okay, let's take it, they put it in a glass and take it outside and put it in the garden. Why? They don't want to kill even the ants, right? So we have to become sincere followers of Sri Krishna, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Does this answer your question?
Yes, Prabhuji, thank you.
Okay, Hare Krishna. Yes, Prabhu. Yes, 1 second, I'll give you the microphone.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you so much for amazing.
Put on the microphone.
Hello.
Yeah, okay. Speak in the microphone.
First of all, Hare Krishna, and thank you so much for amazing. I really had an amazing time. Thank you so much. So, coming to the point, my question is, before during Krishna's time, we were drinking cow's milk and butter and ghee and everything, and I feel, up to my knowledge and all, correct me if I'm wrong, that we were serving cows in a very proper way. There was some proper compassion and everything. But these days, everything has been so commercialized that, lately, I was feeling that even consuming cow's milk, the way I'm getting it, like the way you have said before, that look into behind, what's behind the meat. Like when I see behind that milk, I see the suffering of the cow. Like right now, somewhere in the commercializing, getting their milk with a machine, yes, and treating them with just a small space and not even enough space for them, and making them slaves for our benefit. And of course, adding to that point as well, recently I came with this, ISKCON, the farm cows, and there is a mother cow dairy. So I have started, since last 100 or something days, I've not eaten any, I have not consumed any milk product. So right now, coming to the contact with ISKCON, I started consuming milk products that are only prasadam or from mother cow dairy. So I was having this dilemma in my mind, that what I'm doing is right, what do you think about it, that I'm not consuming any commercial milk?
Yeah, it's good, I think, but what happened is that Srila Prabhupada emphasized that drinking milk is good for the brains, it's subtle. So there were cases where Srila Prabhupada was in America, I think he was in Hawaii maybe, and the devotee, they stopped offering milk to the deity because they say, oh, they put cod oil inside, or vitamin and protein and different chemical things. But Srila Prabhupada kind of overruled it and say that, look, Krishna liked milk. He was a cowboy. It doesn't matter, whatever milk is there, just offer to him. So Krishna has no problem. We can offer whatever milk because he is the Supreme Lord. Now, I think it's a personal choice of all of us. We cannot legislate and make it a ban on the whole ISKCON organization or such and say, because, for example, in Mayapur we have cows which we protect. In New Govardhan, in the Gold Coast, we have cows which we protect, and we drink milk, we make cheese, we even make paneer, we make mozzarella, ricotta, different cheese. I train them to make. So as much as possible, yeah, I would suggest you take from a dairy farm where you know that the cows are protected. It would be nice. But, for many people who are scattered around Australia and the world, what to do, because especially we are grown up above 40, you don't need to drink milk, but children, they need milk and milk products. It's good to develop their subtle tissues of their brain. So, if we offer to Krishna, like Prahlad Maharaj was offered some sandesh, which was full of poison. So he offered to the Lord and he ate it, and he didn't die. So Krishna can change everything if our consciousness is pure, and with the understanding that this Kali Yuga is all contaminated. If you think like that, then, okay, what about the rice that pumping so much of this, fertilizer and name it, vegetable. You take a tomato today, you eat it. It doesn't taste like tomato anymore. So it's the same thing with the fruits, the same thing. So basically, we should starve. But we cannot because we have to eat something. So the bad use, or what do you call it, make the best use of the bad bargain. So as much as we can do, we can try to source things from organic farming. We have a beautiful farm, actually, about 1.5 hours from here. And we went the other day with Prabhu. He showed us how beautiful. They're growing apple, they're growing flowers, they're cows, and they're making cow products. So some devotees should be dedicated to go to the farm, and spend more time there than we can maybe make enough milk and be delivered to our temple. Like in New Govardhan, we sell the milk to the devotees. Who want to come and pick up every day. We have a dairy, and then because we produce about 100 liters per day, so many devotees in Mulumber, they come there with their cane and they buy milk. So you can identify some farm. We have a farm. So if we have more manpower, then we can enlarge our herd of cows. We can have more product. And so everybody can get benefited. Does this answer your question?
Yeah, to the point.
Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. So, Jadbharat, in this case, he was going to be sacrificed, and he did not make any endeavor. So, my question is, in what circumstance we can depend on Krishna's mercy, and when we have to make endeavor?
I think we should depend always on Krishna. There is no one circumstance we can depend and we cannot depend. Obviously, for within everyday affair, we have to do what we need to do. But at the same time, we can always depend on Krishna in every circumstances. So maybe if you look into your life, there are many miracles happen when you are in a distressful situation where you think, Krishna, please help me, I don't know what to do now. And then Krishna sent a person or something that you needed. So Krishna is there, he's a person, he's in your heart, he's in our heart. And he knows everything. So, of course, if somebody comes to fight or to harass the devotee or to destroy the temple, at that time we step in and we do the whole possible thing to protect the temple and to protect the deities. Even the great acharyas, when the Muslim invaded India, they took the deity and they took them to Jaipur, a different place from Vrindavan, because they were destroying the temple. So we cannot say, okay, whatever you want, Krishna, you are the Lord, protect yourself. No, we are the caretaker, we are the protector of Krishna. Krishna is protecting us, but Krishna wants to see also us engage in devotional service. So I think more we surrender to the Lord, and more we are getting closer to Him. So we should 24/7 be surrendered to the Lord. And of course, within our possibility of doing is now, we are not sitting like, under the tree and say, okay, only if the pear come in my mouth, I will eat it. It's not like that. We have to work, we have to be responsible, we have to take care of the children, we have to take care of the family, we have to take care of the house. We have to do the needful. But with a mentality always remembering Krishna. If we remember Krishna, man mana bhavana bhakto madhya jiva namaskuru. So twice Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, this slogan, always remember me. So this is something internal. Externally we are putting tilak, sari, dhoti, and this and that. That's external. But internally in our heart, if we are sincere and honest, Bhaktivedanta Thakur say, we can remember Krishna 24 hours. And we can make an effort. Today we are having so many beautiful gadgets. We have a telephone. With the telephone we can always listen lecture. We can listen bhajan when we are cooking, when we are driving the car, we were traveling in the train, in the bus, every moment, because more we are like a sponge. We are absorbing from external energy. So more we expose our mind, our heart to Krishna consciousness, more we become filled. One devotee give an example is that if you have water and you put ink inside, it'll become the color of the ink. But if you put more water, the ink will come out, it becomes clear again. So more we are filling our consciousness with Krishna conscious activities and sound, because we want to hear bhajan, we want to hear lecture, we want to perform devotional service. As much as possible, our phone can be our enemy, but can be our friend, because we can download a lot of bhajan, a lot of lecture, whenever we have time. Now, we go to the toilet, hey, let's put, a bhajan. We are cutting vegetable for sabji, let's put bhajan. Or lecture, why not? We can do it, no one is stopping us. So we can train ourselves to constantly think of Krishna. It's a gradual process, but we can do it. Does this answer your question? Thank you. Any other question? Jai Srila Prabhupada ki, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki, Gaura Premanande Hari Hari Bo.